Hello YouTube and welcome back to the 77Y Inter Maras tournament. This is the second round between Cirry and Anfhile. We've got another random unhistorical matchup here with Cirry playing as the Brits and Anfhile playing as the Soviet Union, who is being spectated by Ollie. And yeah, there's nothing really to say about the opening.
Artyom.
Artyom. I've been making terrible Artyom jokes all day. They're not even full jokes, they're just sort of nothings. Series opened up with an assault squad as well. It's pretty good. The map's workshop as well. So in my personal opinion, Brits have a really good advantage on this because Brits have two amazing sort of light anti-infantry weapons. Well, one of them's technically a Piat, which is an anti-armor weapon, but it's so good against infantry that I always spam them on smaller maps and 1v1s.
Anfhile actually opened up with an assault squad as well, which is kind of not the greatest idea as Russia.
No, it can work because obviously they have the better machine guns, but from the side that he's on, he could have put a machine gun in like a really nice position rather than just having like tons of submachine gunners everywhere. Not seeing either side doing any capping. Oh no, capping's finished now. It looks like both sides are going for their own home points and then concentrating on the middle for now, which is probably going to go better for the Brits for the moment, just because of that grenade launcher, rifle grenade, whatever you want to call it. Although I don't see the oh no, the assault squad leader's quite far back. I'm not sure if he's even in range.
Yeah, also I think the Brits have a better approach to the midpoint, if you get what I mean. It's more covered, whereas Anfhile has open ground to run over.
There is a little bit better cover. If Anfhile opens the gates or sets up some sandbags, he'll end up with a much better position. But until that point, he actually has a slightly worse position. Although he's getting a good grenade throw, really high arc. Oh no, he's fucked it up. He's put it on the wrong side of the thing, and looks like Cirry's going to try and sneak around, but getting screwed by a load of infantry. Although he's still alive, which is one thing to note, which means he'll medkit back up. And so far,
grenades.
Sorry.
He counter grenaded as well. It took out the Russian.
Oh, nice. He's got a lot better grenade shot this time. Looks like that guy's going down. Oh, insta-jibbed. You can see his helmet flying up there. Oh, grenade's taking out the cover there as well. Yeah, it looks like Anphile's just being a little bit tentative here. This is probably a good thing because a full assault will just get destroyed by these better sort of in-place British units. Although there's not that many around who can actually get some good shots off. There's only like 2 or 3 who can get some good shots off in the assault squad leader. Squad leader's firing now, although that was a terrible shot. Got a little bit of flanking action over here as well, actually, from the barrel side. That might be quite easy to shut down. It's quite easy to throw grenades over. This is a really grenade-heavy map. The heavy cover everywhere is deceptively useless sometimes. Already a vehicle coming out for the Brits, though. It looks like Anfhile, not Anfhile, I'm watching from Cirry's perspective. Cirry's gone straight for the Daimler armoured car. Could be an interesting use, although the Russian anti-tank rifle could very easily take that out. The Russian anti-tank rifle is very good. I like the Russian anti-tank rifle.
Anphile's second buy is another assault squad, so if he doesn't counter the Daimler fast, it's gonna kill him. Yeah,
he should get an anti-tank rifle or maybe one of the light anti-tank guns. Although I don't think I've ever bought the Russian light anti-tank gun because I've just never been in a position where I'd wanted one. But I guess this might be a useful time for it. Oh, that guy just got... Did you see that guy have a terrible day then, Ollie?
That I did.
It looks like the Molotov cocktail got shot out of his hand and burned him. Don't play with fire, I guess.
Cirry is actually strategically showing his Daimler's arse here.
Well, the Daimler's so weird looking that they both look like there's some terrible driving.
Crashing into a restaurant.
Show your arse, run into a wall, generally screw yourself up, burn a guy mercilessly. You know how it is. That piece of cover's still on fire. It's on fire for a very long time.
Epic smouldering.
Be funny if that kind of spreads and kills a load of people later on. You can do that with buildings. The best way to deal with a building is just set like a tiny part of it on fire. More grenade action going off in the middle. Looks like they're both pretty much getting the sore end of this. Pretty much everybody who goes into that middle right now is dying. Although Anfhile is the one currently with the guy on there. Don't know if he's going to last much longer though. Obviously the rifle grenadier is absolutely adept at taking people off a point like this. Looks like we've got a standard squad coming out now for the Brits. This is probably to get some more cover, a little bit more sandbags, also to get that machine gun into a good place. The machine gun's position is absolutely paramount, especially with the British one that's very, very accurate at long range. More so than pretty much everything but the BAR, I believe. BAR might not be quite as accurate because of the high fire rate makes it end up being less accurate. Already got one of those sandbags down. Looks like he's keeping the second squad as a reserve for now. Probably not a good idea, actually, given that he doesn't have the middle point yet.
He needs to push it now before Anfhile can kind of cement his hold. Actually, Anfhile putting up sandbags now.
Yeah,
Cirry needs
that's
to
going
get
to be a real problem for him. And if Anfhile gets a tank out as well, Cirry's going to be really screwed, because the Diamond Armoured Car really doesn't have a chance against any sort of tank. Well, I mean it can, but you kind of have to suicide rush it. Normally it's the sort of thing done in larger team games where you can find big gaps. In a game like this, it's not going to help. A 76 T-34 is probably going to lock down, although Anfile's already been seen by Cirry, which is kind of odd because no one can really see it. It's disappeared from view now. Looks like probably it passed just by where the gate is, from where some of his infantry is. So yeah, the 76 is going to be more than able to deal with both infantry, because its very large gun has got very good HE shells, as well as the Diamond Armoured Car. The Diamond Armoured Car is quite poorly armed, although the 2-pounder is pretty good compared to some of the other light anti-tank guns, and its armour is pathetic at best. It may as well not be armoured, in fact.
Anfhile very tentatively moving up now, actually. He doesn't want this T-34 to die, I think.
He needs to be less tentative about it, really, because the T-34 right now can't be killed by anything on the field, other than an anti-tank grenade thrown from very close range. If he just keeps infantry around it, there's no way this T-34 is going to die. He should just go straight barreling through that gate, as far as I'm concerned. Blast the crap out of the middle, fire HE everywhere. And if the Daimler comes for him, hey, you fire the HE at it, it'll probably knock the thing over. Daimlers and small armoured vehicles quite often die to HE rounds that are a direct hit. Their armour just isn't capable of standing up to even shrapnel sometimes, if it's a direct hit. I mean, obviously fire the AP if you have a chance, but... See, he's being very tentative. Yeah, he's still stuck on that road behind the wall. I guess he's afraid of Piats. Piats are very, very good in this map.
Cirry managing to stop the decap of his home point there.
Yeah, I saw that decap. It's a little bit interesting there. It's nice to see Anfhile going for a little bit more than just attacking the middle, although right now I'm in favour of him just charging down the middle, blasting everything. Another thing to remember is that those pipes in the middle, when hit by large enough explosives, you can do it with even normal grenades. If you land it right, they'll roll, and often people get crushed by them. Be a very, very quick way to deal with them. Grenades going off in the middle. Anfhile really needs to use his tank now. He really needs to push with it. He has the capability of doing so. I don't think he realises just the armour on the T-34 is so much more... It's going to be so able to deal with the 2-pounder shots, and the longer it's out on the field, the higher the chances that something from the British, like a 17-pounder, will come out and totally wreck Anfile's chances of using any sort of tanks. They're just cementing their positions right now. It'd be nice to see Anfhile get out some infantry with this tank as well. I don't know how much he's got.
Anfile's bought a charge.
He's bought that might be what he was waiting for.
Yeah, charge just came up actually.
Yeah, charge is basically, it's like 2.5 or 3 infantry squads worth of guys. Most of them are just riflemen. They don't come with the sandbags, but what they do come with is fuckloads of grenades and the ability to just run on a point because they have more men than machine guns to have bullets.
Just like that.
Just like he has just done. You can see they ran straight through open ground. The machine gun fires on them, but its slow fire rate and fairly average damage means that they just can't kill enough of them before they get there.
Everywhere.
Yeah, burn all of them. Burn the enemy.
Cirry really wants a mortar for this situation, I think.
A mortar would be amazing. The problem is the high cost as well as quite high CP. Yeah, I think rifle grenade's the best option. Rifle grenades, a Piat would be lovely as well. A Piat or two would be great for Cirry. I haven't seen one come out yet. The reason it'd be so great is that it's a multi-purpose weapon as well. It's quite able to take out in-placed infantry, but very, very able to deal with the tank if it gets a good shot. Although sometimes you overshoot and it flies over the top of a tank and you look very oh god, no!
There is Damer's being shot.
Ooh. Yeah, but worse, Anfhile has gotten his tank seriously damaged. He's got 2 anti-tank grenades from the squad leader.
No crew
Both
left.
hit the turret. He's got no crew. No, he has 1 crewman left. That's it, from what I had to see. Now it's completely decrewed. What would be an amazing move right now is to see Cirry grab this tank and run the fuck away. I think he's probably a bit too tentative. I don't know if he sees it. Looks like he might be going for it. He's going to try and kill the infantry first. I think that's a bad decision. You just want to try and juke the bullets, man. Anfile's just going to run up his rifleman and probably throw a grenade or just shoot the crap out of him from point blank range. I don't think that guy's going to get out of that cover position alive. There's already a grenade off on him. Don't know if it'll kill him, it's a little bit far away. No, he's okay. Oh, now he's been shot.
Killed by the rogue PPS-8. Is that a Matilda I spy?
That is, no, it's not.
Oh, M4.
It's a Sherman, which is kind of interesting. Normally people go for a Matilda, and in this situation, I can kind of see where you're coming from, but I wouldn't go for one personally. It doesn't have the firepower to deal with the T-34-76. Just as the Daimler didn't, which I missed getting killed, but it's killed.
Either there's a Sherman apparently. It's bouncing off the front currently.
Yeah, the Sherman firepower is not amazing, and the T-34 armor is famous. Militia charge going into the center area now. This is really turning into a charge and tank battle here. Whoever can keep their tank up and win this fight now. Although Cirry's turned his side, I don't think this is a good idea. If Anfhile direct controls this and gets a shot now, he'll be able to easily kill the Sherman. It looks like he's left it to do its own thing, and it's probably microing in some infantry. There's a second T-34.
T-34. This is proper Russian play here.
Yeah, this is some classic crazy Russian play. Spam the crap out of the T-34 tanks. They are great. And the British tanks are not particularly able to deal with them. The thing with the Russian tanks is they're very fast, they're very well armoured, and some of them have got some pretty good guns, although these ones are fairly average. Shouldn't be able to... I think the T-34-76 outdoes an M4 Sherman though, just slightly.
Probably. I just don't like the turret armor. The turret armor is like...
Is it terrible? I can't quite remember.
Terrible. It's just very flat on the front, and the gun turret mounting kind of adds to the problem.
There's a weak point in the middle of the gun turret mounting. The whole triangular type area that comes out the front. That's all a weak spot. I forgot about that entirely. But yeah, you're right. The front of the turret is just quite easy to shoot. Looks like he's got his second one recrewed. Not sure with how many people, but he's got a couple of guys on it, at least.
Also, I know Anfhile is decapping point D.
Yeah, this is a good move by him to decap multiple points. He's actually currently ticking up points in this game and winning this game because he's decapped more areas, although now they're back to even. But if you decap the middle and another enemy area, and then just hold your home points, you can actually very easily win a game. What he really wants to do now is take out this the Sherman came to try and engage this T-34 on its own, saw that it was on its own. T-34 takes the first shots though and just straight shots it in the side armor on the T-34 is not great, neither's the Sherman.
Yeah, that would have been that was literally the first shot wins really, wasn't it? Because both showing their sides.
I may have even thought one of them might try and fire through the wall there. Probably wouldn't have been the best decision because these guns could quite easily lose their velocity. What Anfhile really needs to do now though is use these tanks to their most full effectiveness. If he can just roll over with a small enough squad of some quite good soldiers, he can quite easily take this middle area as long as he can keep the infantry alive. And the tanks should be fairly able to survive as long as they have infantry coverage. One of them currently, however, is doing nothing. Looks like he might be a little bit struggling with his micromanagement here. It's a well-known fact that microing 2 tanks at a time is considered difficult, if not impossible, to some people. So, in this situation, Anfhile, who's not a massively experienced player, might really be kicking himself for buying both of these. Might even be thinking about suiciding one.
I might actually agree with that if you suicide onto mid just to claim it and then maybe back yourself up with a KV-85 instead of having 2 T-34-76s.
Yep. It might be worth just literally just throwing everything at that midpoint now. It's going to give Anfhile a real boost. If he can keep either of these tanks alive and take the midpoint, he's pretty much got this game in the bag from that point on. It's going to be very, very hard for Cirry to come back for this. T-34s are notoriously difficult to take out. It was their historical sort of thing. Everyone knows that T-34s are a pain in the ass to kill, but just as much in this game. He really does need to get a second infantry squad out though. It looks like he's probably worrying about flanking too much, when actually his main advantage right now is in a direct assault. He has 2 tanks. The British have nothing but infantry right on the field, and as far as I can tell, still no anti-tank infantry. I saw another squad come out, but it looked like it was probably, yeah, just assault infantry, just to recapture that side point. He's being far too tentative with these tanks now, although he is getting infantry up into some good positions around the workshop area. I've noticed that.
Yeah, he is. He's very, very slowly pushing up on his E point.
Yeah, I think right now though, instead of a slow push, he wants a big assault and a big charge. He's got a mortar out as well. This is a real advantage point for Anfhile now. The one problem for him is going to be the CP cap.
Yeah, he's got 2 tanks and a mortar. I mean, the mortar itself taking up 10 CP, 2 T-76 is 23 CP each, so he's really only got about 40 CP to play with. Yeah,
he can probably get 1 good infantry squad out of that, you know? Maybe
Red
not
guards.
A marine unit. I don't know. I think he'd probably get a marine unit out of that. I don't think you can quite get a red guard out of it. I don't know, if he could get a red guard out of it, it would be amazing. A red guard on mid now with a tank support and the mortar, he's just going to completely wreck this game. Anfhile definitely has the advantage. I think he's worried though, because the thing is he can't see very far into the enemy zones, and the enemy has some nice hill positions to put anti-tank guns in. He could quite easily, if Cirry had a 17-pounder, he could quite easily turn this game back into his favour, because he's able to be a lot more aggressive with his infantry, whereas Anphile's been a little bit scared. Other than to charge, he's not been really attacking much, and I just saw a sandbag kit fly through the air. It looks so silly. It's like a little spade attached to a blob. Yeah, he needs to be sending one of these tanks into mid now. I'd love to see it attack, because there's nothing that can kill them right now. Or it looks like the advantage for the armor has gone back on its head, and they might be in, I'd probably say, an even position now, because Cirry's just come out with a Firefly and he's hidden it all the way around the back and is going for the T-34 on the C point along the road.
I would agree with that. If you can take out the C point, Anfhile doesn't have anything there to protect his mortar.
That's true, although he also doesn't have, Cirry doesn't have anything to open up, if you know what I mean. He doesn't, other than the Firefly, which can quite easily take out these tanks, he doesn't have anything to then throw through. I mean, sure, you could throw the Firefly through, but if you throw a Firefly at a mortar, you end up with no Firefly afterwards.
Yeah.
And the Firefly is a very, very good tank destroyer, and you can see there, did it just take out the T-34? I didn't see a kill message.
No, it didn't.
No, it's still alive, and the T-34 is going to move up now. He's tracked damage though, and in a kind of okay position. He has kind of a hold down position. He's a little bit vulnerable from infantry attacks though, and he can't fire back.
Oh, Cirry's showing the side and the back.
Ooh, yeah, but he's behind the buildings. He's behind those building positions, and the T-34-76, his gun, is never going to go through those buildings there. The Firefly is going to be much more able to fire through though. Firefly actually hitting some of the infantry then with its 50 cal. Oh, he's missed a second shot. This might be a chance for Anfhile to get another shot on. If he can aim low on the hull, there's an area between the tracks. You can see there's a separate sort of armor plate there compared to the rest of it. It's got a lot weaker. It looks like he just took out some of the crew though. Infantry managing to get back onto the D point again. He's doing a very good job of pressuring this point. He's got assault infantry there, he's throwing grenades around it. The problem is he needs to be attacking the middle. He needs to be using his second tank as well.
Okay, he's bringing up his left 76 to try and get some sort of flank position on the Firefly, but oh, using his other T-76 now, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, it's turret damaged, it's got very little crew. I don't know, he might even want to just charge it. So the one disadvantage that a lot of people overlook on the Firefly is that it's got quite a slow reloading rate, whereas the T-34-76, it's got quite a fast one, really. It's the very large 17-pounder and the very small turret that actually kind of constrains it. Although it's better than most heavy tank guns. Almost ran over his own mortar then as well. That would have been a very silly position to be in then. Looks like he's going to directly attack this then. I don't think this is a good decision. It might have been when his other T-34 was a threat, but when he only has one T-34 to spare. Although, one thing to note is that he probably has quite a lot of cash saved up right now.
Oh, we're having a really great position for his Firefly actually, I just noticed. It's hull down behind the low wall.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice position there. He's got a building on one side. It's not like infantry can really attack there. They only have one way they can come through it, and that's straight into the front, which the 50 cal machine gunner hopefully would dispatch quite easily. That's the second T-34 down. This one's completely destroyed. The other is quite heavily damaged, but not totally dead yet. Might even be a good idea to try and get it himself. Second vehicle out for the Brits now. It's another Daimler armoured car. Now this might be a point where he's going to try and get the mortar, and that would put Cirry again at his own disadvantage. No, disadvantages? His own sort of ability and his own advantage, because there's going to be no mortar, no tanks, and very little infantry out for Anfhile.
Yeah, if Cirry can take that mortar with the armoured car, there's currently nothing there but infantry, and the infantry is Red Guard, so they will have anti-tank capabilities. But with the Daimler, it's always iffy because you have to hit it.
Yeah, and one thing to note is that since the past couple of recent patches, the missile launchers are a little bit less accurate. You pretty much have to be lying down or crouching to guarantee a hit on a sort of non-moving target, and a very small, very fast-moving target like a Daimler might be really hard to hit. He is going to run past one of those missile launcher guys now, but he hasn't got the rocket launcher out. A couple of them are there. Oh no, he's flipped it!
Oh,
he's done a Joja!
He's done a Joja! Oh.
Oh no, he's flipped it on a tank. At least it's not a rock, and at least it's not his second time. Oh no, that really is a bad decision. The rocket launcher hits it after it's flipped, blows it up. There's no chance for that Daimler to do any damage now.
No.
And the Red Guard are going to be more than able of sweeping this middle point off. It looks like, however, we've got from Cirry a Tulip and some SNG infantry. Kind of sounds like a good buy to me. I'm not sure though. He can use the Tulip as quite a good pusher tank. It's quite well armoured for.
Anphile's gone for another charge. I would love to see a Tulip missile be useful.
Oh god,
I really would.
The thing is, the Tulip missile, it's very inaccurate. But when it actually hits something, it does ridiculous damage. You can kill tanks with it. The problem is actually hitting tanks. Like, tanks are a small target. You fire that at a King Tiger, you're looking at a 10% chance of actually hitting it.
Yeah, and even if you do hit it, it's kind of iffy as to whether it will actually work.
Oh! Right in the middle of the squad!
So
he just fills up the kill feed there. Everybody dies. There's a few guys, there's like 3 or 4 guys left in.
Anphile's got a
completely
BS3.
screwed. A BS3 anti-tank gun, however, could very easily deal with these, and the Tulip rockets aren't up. Not that they're any use anyway. we just go and diss the Tulip rockets, and then they take out like pretty much an entire charge. Our luck.
You know,
Joja's luck. Joja's luck.
We'll call it Joja's law.
Joja's law. No matter what you do, you will fuck up. There's only one guy from the charge, as far as I can see, left in that middle point, and a ton of Brits around there.
Literally.
Although the mortar's still doing absolute work. He should just get down and hope the mortar kills everybody there. Just took out another 2 or 3 guys then. Although almost killing his own people as well. It's one thing with a mortar, if you're in a close assault situation, you can very easily kill yourself with it.
Yeah.
I've killed entire Panzer Grenadier squads like that before and felt very, very silly. What I was doing buying a mortar and then Panzer Grenadiers in a sort of team game, I don't know. Must have been supporting somebody. Yeah, you can see those in place British infantry are no match for the mortar. Which is ironic because
Embrace
This
the
is getting
Emperor.
racist again.
I think we should try and stay clear of this.
Yes. And Anfile's back in the advantage of this, strangely somehow. He's managed to take the middle point, and he has a BS3 anti-tank gun, which if he moves over to the sort of ruin area and the small farm, which I think he has done, I can see the little concentric looking sandbag, but I can't see the anti-tank gun. Is it behind the ruin?
Yes it is. It's just behind the ruin.
See, that's a really great position for it. He might even be able to fire at some point through a couple of buildings and at the tulip. Because the tulip is a multi-role weapon. It's most especially useful in a position like that. You've just killed a load of your own people, Ollie, with AP9s.
I was building a fortress. Sorry about that.
Most professional commentary ever.
I don't think Anfile's noticed it either.
Probably not. Probably not. Anfile's got a T-34-76 and he's going for a suicidal charge through the building, but the Firefly just fires first, doesn't give a shit. Fires straight into the T-34-57. I'm kind of sad to see this thing go because it's probably one of my favourite tanks in the game. BS3 taking a shot now though. He's track damaged the Firefly, and if Cirry isn't careful, he could lose both these tanks very quickly to a BS3 shot. Well, maybe not just one BS3 shot, that would be speaking of a lot.
Oh,
but
Cirry's tank.
There goes the tulip, and the other vehicle is in a pretty shitty situation now. Looks like Anfile's gone for a pretty good move here. Buying the BS3, it's a pretty expensive unit. I'm surprised he got it, given that I thought he would go for a BM-824 rocket launcher.
No, he's used up 2 charges and a BS3, which is 6 points. He will not be able to afford the BM-8.
No, he won't. I'd love to see some shock infantry out. Shock infantry are amazing. Tons and tons of health and a flamethrower.
They're fairly underrated, so I don't think Anfhile will be going for them at all.
True, the one problem with them is that they're a small squad, and somebody like Anfhile is likely to get them all shot up before they get there. Has he got a machine gunner? Yeah, he's got the Red Guard machine gunner really low down in this point. Looks like Cirry's gonna have to out my grenade micro Anfhile to ever get these guys off this point. There's no chance of doing it with guns. Any sort of attempt to use a machine gun from a sandbag to kill people is just going to get screwed by the mortar. And any sort of attempt to use any sort of guns really on these guys is not going to work because they have a ton of health. There's one grenade gone down. It looks like he's he knocked out one of the guys there. Anfile's picked up the weapon, or it might be the AI. Don't know. There's a small flurry of grenades there and loads of shooting. Wow, that guy got insta-jibbed. I think I just saw an SVT-40 rifle. That might be worth picking up.
Anfile's bought another charge.
Another charge coming out. That could really seal the deal, because actually, looking on the map now, I see no more tanks, because the other one just got completely blown up. And about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 infantrymen? Yeah, 7 infantrymen is all that's on the field. Anfile's got in a really good position here. They're even on the points, but he's got the midpoint, he's got his home points, and he's attacking the side with an absolute ton of people. He's got the whole charge on it. I don't know how many this grenade's going to kill. Oh, it looks like the AI threw the grenade back. That's terrible. Throw a grenade into a whole group of people. It's the best grenade you could possibly ever hope for. What happens to it? It just gets screwed.
The luck of the Irish.
Looks like Cirry, though, has made a good decision with his hero points. He's saved up for a Churchill Crocodile.
Ooh. That is going to shut down anything below a KV-85, really.
Yeah, the one thing is the BS3 could kill it.
Good.
He has to get a good shot. One thing is, he could quite easily decrew it, because the Churchill's turret is quite easy to take out, because the front of the turret is completely flat. It is like such a big target that everybody aims for, because the rest of the Churchill is pretty much invincible. In fact, the Churchill in general is just a beast of a tank. It's also going to be very, very able to get rid of infantry, because it's got a flamethrower, because there hasn't been enough fire in this game so far. Because there's been a lot of tanks out as well for a 1v1 game.
Yeah, we've seen, what, 4 tanks apiece, or maybe a bit less on Anfile's side?
Yeah, a little bit less for Anfhile, which is surprising, because I thought Anfhile would be the one to tank spam here, but it looks like it's going to be British tank spam attack. The one problem he's got now is that he's got it turned on side on, because the thing is moving your turtle crocodile around is such a pain in the ass. Sometimes you just have to find an objective for it and go for it. Anything other than that is too much maneuvering. It's a very blunt instrument.
Yeah, it's a hammer, not really like a sickle or a knife.
A sickle.
Yes, we're playing as Russia. I'm allowed to call them a sickle.
Oh god! Oh no! Now this time I don't think the whole charge thing is going to go well, because flamethrowers.
Yeah.
Flamethrowers in confined spaces.
Although I would like to see an anti-tank grenade, really. Oh, there we go.
Oh! That is the unluckiest anti-tank grenade in the world for Cirry. Normally this thing is so hard to kill. It looks like he just got a weak spot. I saw the grenade. He got a weak spot between where the casing is for the main hull and between the tracks. That's ridiculous grenade throw. I'm so surprised by that. I would never have expected that. That's the sort of move I would have done, because I'd never expect any anti-tank grenade to kill it. Jesus. I don't know what Cirry's going to do now. He has no infantry left, pretty much. He's got a couple of guys on each random point. He's got like a couple of guys on his back point. A couple of guys around the back. He's bought another M4A4 Sherman. I don't think this is going to cut it.
No,
BS3 is going to screw him.
Anywhere on his side of the map, the BS3 can really just shoot through the walls for it, honestly. And Anfhile can see it now, so as soon as it's spotted and the BS3 is onto it, he's going to have to be really, really careful.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's going up onto the high ground as well, which sounds like a great idea. High ground is always a good thing, but when it means that you're going to be silhouetted, you're going to be easy to spot, and something like an anti-tank gun is hunting you down, it's actually a pretty bad position to be in. Looks like Cirry now is going for a flanking attack on his side position. This might be a good idea. He's got an entire infantry squad to do it. It looks like he's got another assault unit. I think actually in this open ground he might be slightly better off with something else. But Anphile's countering with his own assault infantry unit. There looks to be no micro in this sort of in this engagement. They're throwing people at each other.
Yeah.
Anfhile realises that if he gets this side flanked, it would be very, very easy for infantry to sneak through, take out his anti-tank gun, and get rid of really his only huge defence. And God, there is a lot of fire going off on that side. And large amounts of infantry. Looks like the Russians are going to slightly win this one, although the British, with a good couple of lucky shots or well microed shots from the grenade launcher, could quite easily come out on top.
I think Anphile's actually ticking up too quickly for Cirry to actually win this at this point.
Yeah, 58 points out of 60. It looks like Cirry's going to win this, and we're going to actually go to round 3, which is, it kind of surprised me. I didn't expect this, but Russia is a very good matchup versus Britain. Britain's tank forces are very, very diverse and very, very able when used correctly, but they were designed entirely to beat the Germans, and looks like they aren't very good at beating the Soviets. So GG to all. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next time.